Have you ever wished you could make your dreams come true in the blink of an eye? Well, there's a fascinating concept that might just be the key to turning your wildest dreams into reality. It's called the law of assumption, and it's like having a superpower for creating the life you've always wanted. This incredible idea suggests that by simply assuming something is true, you can actually bring it into existence. It's not magic, but it sure feels like it when you see it in action. Imagine being able to shape your world just by changing your thoughts and beliefs. That's the essence of the law of assumption. It's a powerful tool that has been helping people achieve their goals and transform their lives for decades. Whether you're looking to boost your career, find love, improve your health, or simply live a more fulfilling life, this law could be the game changer you've been searching for. The best part? You don't need any special skills or expensive equipment to get started. All you need is your mind and the willingness to believe in the possibility of change. It's like having a secret weapon that's been hiding in plain sight all along, just waiting for you to discover and use it. Now you might be thinking, if this law is so amazing, why haven't I heard about it before? Well, that's the thing about powerful secrets. They're not always common knowledge. And that's exactly why it's so important to learn about the law of assumption now. Because if you don't, you might be missing out on some incredible opportunities to change your life for the better. Think about it. How many times have you felt stuck, unable to achieve your goals no matter how hard you try? How often have you watched others succeed and wondered, why not me? The truth is, without understanding the law of assumption, you might be unconsciously sabotaging your own success. You could be reinforcing negative beliefs and expectations without even realizing it, creating a reality that's far from what you truly desire. But don't worry. Once you grasp this concept and start applying it to your life, you'll be amazed at how quickly things can change. It's like flipping a switch in your mind that suddenly illuminates a whole new world of possibilities. People who have mastered this law often report experiencing rapid transformations in various areas of their lives, from landing dream jobs to finding their soulmates and even overcoming serious health challenges. The risk of not knowing about the law of assumption is that you might continue to live a life that's less than what you're truly capable of. You might settle for mediocrity when greatness is within your reach. You might accept limitations that don't actually exist except in your own mind. And that would be a real shame, because you deserve to live your best life, to achieve your wildest dreams, and to experience the joy of seeing your deepest desires manifest in the real world. So, what exactly is this law of assumption, and where did it come from? The concept was popularized by a man named Neville Goddard, a spiritual teacher and author who lived in the 20th century. Goddard dedicated his life to exploring and teaching about the power of the human mind to shape reality. The law of assumption was one of his most important teachings, and it's continued to inspire and transform lives long after his passing. At its core, the law of assumption is beautifully simple. What you believe deep down is what shows up in your life. It's like your thoughts and beliefs are the paintbrush, and your life is the canvas. Whatever picture you paint in your mind, whatever you assume to be true, will eventually be reflected in your external reality. This might sound a bit far-fetched at first, but when you think about it, you've probably already experienced this law in action, even if you didn't realize it at the time. Have you ever been in a situation where you were absolutely certain something would go wrong, and then it did? Or maybe you've had the opposite experience. You were confident everything would work out, and somehow, against all odds, it did. That's the law of assumption at work. The key here is understanding that your assumptions aren't just passive thoughts. They're powerful forces that shape your actions, your decisions, and even the opportunities that come your way. When you assume something to be true, you unconsciously align your behavior with that assumption. You start to notice things that confirm your beliefs, and you might even unknowingly create situations that bring your assumptions to life. For example, if you assume that you're not good at public speaking, you might avoid opportunities to speak in front of others. This avoidance reinforces your belief, and over time, your lack of practice actually does make you less skilled at public speaking. On the other hand, if you assume you're a confident and engaging speaker, you might seek out opportunities to speak, practice more often, and gradually become the skilled communicator you believed yourself to be. This is why the law of assumption is so powerful. It's not just about positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. It's about fundamentally shifting your deepest beliefs about yourself and the world around you. When you change your assumptions, you change the very foundation of your reality. But here's the really exciting part. The law of assumption doesn't just work for small, everyday things. It can be applied to big, life-changing goals as well. Want a new career? Assume you're already successful in your dream job. Looking for love? Assume you're in a loving, fulfilling relationship. Trying to improve your health? Assume you're already healthy and vibrant. Of course, this doesn't mean that simply assuming something will make it magically appear overnight. The law of assumption works hand in hand with action and patience, but by aligning your deepest beliefs with your desires, you create a powerful force for change in your life. As you begin to explore the law of assumption, you might find yourself questioning some of your long-held beliefs. This is a good thing. It means you're starting to see the possibilities that have always been there, just waiting for you to notice them. You're beginning to understand that many of the limitations you've accepted in your life are not set in stone. They're just assumptions that can be changed. Remember, the law of assumption is not about denying reality or pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. It's about recognizing the incredible power you have to shape your experience of life through your beliefs and expectations. It's about choosing to assume the best, to believe in your own potential, and to expect good things to come your way. As you continue to learn about and apply the law of assumption, you'll likely start to notice small changes in your life. Maybe you'll feel more confident, or you'll start attracting more positive people and experiences. These small wins can build momentum, encouraging you to dream bigger and assume even greater things for yourself. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it's always working, whether you're aware of it or not. Every assumption you make, conscious or unconscious, is shaping your reality in some way. By becoming aware of this process and intentionally choosing your assumptions, you're taking control of a powerful force in your life. So, are you ready to unlock the potential of the law of assumption? Are you prepared to challenge your limiting beliefs and assume a reality that aligns with your deepest desires? The power to transform your life is already within you. It's just waiting for you to recognize and use it. As we delve deeper into the practical applications of the law of assumption, remember that this is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Be patient with yourself as you learn to reshape your assumptions and beliefs. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and stay open to the incredible possibilities that await you. In the next sections, we'll explore specific techniques for applying the law of assumption in your daily life, look at real-world examples of its power, and address common challenges you might face along the way. Get ready to embark on an exciting journey of personal transformation. Your new life is waiting for you to assume it into existence. Imagine your mind is like a magic mirror. Whatever picture you show it, that's what it creates in your real life. This is how the law of assumption works. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about really believing and feeling that what you want is already yours. When you assume something is true, your brain starts to look for evidence to support that belief. It's like when you buy a new car, and suddenly you start seeing that same model everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your brain is noticing them because they're important to you. The same thing happens when you assume something about yourself or your life. If you assume you're confident, your brain will start to notice all the times you act confidently. If you assume you're lucky, you'll start to see opportunities everywhere. It's not that these things weren't there before, you're just tuning into them now. But it goes even deeper than that. When you truly assume something is true, you start to act differently. If you assume you're a successful business owner, you might start making decisions and taking actions that a successful business owner would. Without even realizing it, you're creating the very reality you assumed was true. This is why the law of assumption is so powerful. It's not just about changing your thoughts, it's about changing your entire way of being. When you assume a new reality, you become a new person. And when you become a new person, your world changes to match. Now here's where things get really interesting. The key to making the law of assumption work isn't just thinking about what you want, it's about feeling it. You have to feel like you already have what you desire. This might sound a bit strange at first, but it's actually something we all do naturally as kids. Remember when you were little and you played pretend? Maybe you were a superhero or a famous singer. When you were playing, you didn't just think about being that person, you felt like you were them. You moved like them, talked like them, and for those moments, you really believed you were them. That's exactly what you need to do with the law of assumption. Let's say you want to be more confident. Instead of just thinking, I am confident, you need to really feel what it's like to be confident. How would you stand? How would you talk? How would you feel inside? When you can feel it real, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening in your imagination and what's happening in reality. It starts to create new neural pathways as if you really were that confident person. And the more you practice feeling it real, the stronger those pathways become. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool. When athletes visualize winning a race, their muscles actually respond as if they were really running. When you visualize and feel your desired reality, your whole body and mind start to align with that vision. But remember, feeling it real isn't about forcing yourself to be happy all the time. It's about allowing yourself to experience the full range of emotions that would come with your desire being fulfilled. If you're assuming financial abundance, feel the relief of paying bills easily. Feel the joy of being generous with others. Feel the peace of mind that comes with financial security. The more real you can make it feel, the more powerful your assumption becomes. And the more powerful your assumption, the faster you'll see changes in your real life. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what if it doesn't work? What if I try to assume something and nothing happens? These doubts are normal, and they're actually a crucial part of the process. When you start working with the law of assumption, you're likely to face some inner resistance. This is because you're challenging beliefs that you've held for a long time. Your old assumptions might try to fight back, causing doubts and fears to surface. The trick is to recognize these doubts for what they are, just thoughts. They're not reality, and they don't have to control you. When doubts come up, acknowledge them, but then gently return to your new assumption. It's like training a puppy. You have to consistently and patiently guide your mind back to where you want it to go. Remember, change takes time. Just like planting a seed, you need to give your new assumptions time to grow. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every day to see if it's growing, right? The same is true with the law of assumption. Plant your assumption, nurture it with your belief and feeling, and then trust the process. It's also important to understand that things might get worse before they get better. This is actually a good sign. It means your old reality is starting to break down to make way for the new. If you assume financial abundance, you might suddenly notice all the ways you've been wasting money. If you assume a loving relationship, you might become more aware of the ways you've been sabotaging your connections with others. These challenges are opportunities for growth. They're showing you what you need to address to fully step into your new reality. Instead of getting discouraged, see them as signs that change is happening. Another common challenge is the influence of others. When you start to change your assumptions, the people around you might not understand. They might even try to pull you back into your old ways of thinking. This is why it's so important to protect your new assumptions, especially in the beginning. You don't have to convince anyone else of what you're doing. In fact, it's often better to keep your assumptions to yourself at first. Let your results speak for themselves. As you start to see changes in your life, others will naturally become curious about what you're doing differently. Remember, the law of assumption is a personal journey. It's about changing your inner world, not trying to control the outside world. Focus on your own assumptions and feelings, and let the external changes follow naturally. As you continue to work with the law of assumption, you'll develop more trust in the process. You'll start to see small changes that confirm your new assumptions, which will give you the confidence to assume even bigger things. It's a journey of continuous growth and expansion. So don't get discouraged if things don't change overnight. Keep assuming your desired reality, keep feeling it real, and keep moving forward with patience and persistence. The universe has a way of rearranging itself to match your assumptions. You just need to give it time and stay consistent in your practice. Now that we understand the theory behind the law of assumption, let's dive into how you can actually put this powerful principle into practice in your daily life. The process is simple, but it requires consistency and dedication to see real results. First, you need to decide what you want. This might sound obvious, but many people struggle with this step. They know what they don't want, but they're not clear on what they do want. Take some time to really think about your desires. What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of person do you want to be? Be as specific as possible. Once you have a clear picture of what you want, the next step is to close your eyes and imagine it's already true. This is where the magic happens. Create a vivid mental image of your desire fulfilled. If you want a new job, see yourself sitting at your new desk, feeling satisfied and successful. If you want better health, imagine yourself full of energy, moving your body with ease and joy. But don't stop at just visualizing. Really feel it. Feel the happiness, the excitement, the sense of accomplishment. Let these positive emotions wash over you. The more real you can make it feel, the more powerful your assumption becomes. Do this visualization exercise every day, preferably in the morning when you wake up and at night before you go to sleep. These are times when your subconscious mind is most receptive to new ideas. But you can also do quick visualizations throughout the day, especially when you need a boost of confidence or motivation. Another powerful technique is to write about your desire as if it's already happened. Keep a journal where you describe your ideal life in the present tense. I am so grateful for my successful business, or I love my beautiful, healthy body. Writing helps to reinforce your assumptions and makes them feel more real. Remember, the key is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Act as if what you want is already yours. How would you walk, talk, and behave if your desire was already a reality? Embody that person now in your everyday life. It's also important to watch your words. The language you use shapes your assumptions. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," say, I am successful. Instead of, I hope to find love, say, I am in a loving relationship. Your words are powerful, so make sure they align with your desired reality. To truly understand the power of the law of assumption, it helps to look at real-life examples of people who have used this principle to transform their lives. Take Sarah, for example. She had always dreamed of being a writer, but she struggled with self-doubt and fear of rejection. After learning about the law of assumption, she decided to assume she was already a successful author. Every day, she visualized herself writing best-selling novels and receiving praise from readers. At first, nothing seemed to change. But Sarah kept assuming her success, even when doubts crept in. She started writing more consistently, joined writing groups, and submitted her work to publishers without fear. Within a year, she had signed a book deal for her first novel. Sarah's assumption of success had led her to take actions that aligned with her goal, ultimately bringing her dream to life. Then there's Michael, who used the law of assumption to improve his health. Michael had been overweight for years and had tried countless diets without success. Instead of focusing on losing weight, he decided to assume he was already healthy and fit. He visualized himself enjoying exercise, making nutritious food choices, and feeling energetic. As he held on to this assumption, he found himself naturally drawn to healthier habits. He started enjoying salads more than junk food and looked forward to his daily walks. Over time, the weight came off, and Michael achieved the health he had assumed for himself. Another inspiring example is Lisa, who used the law of assumption to find her dream job. Lisa was stuck in an unfulfilling career and felt hopeless about her prospects. She decided to assume she was already working in a job she loved, with a great salary and supportive colleagues. Every day, Lisa visualized herself walking into an office she loved, doing work that excited her. She focused on the feeling of satisfaction and purpose. Within a few months, a friend told her about a job opening that seemed perfect for her. Lisa applied, nailed the interview, and got the job. It was everything she had assumed for herself and more. These stories show that the law of assumption can work for anyone, in any area of life. Whether it's career, health, relationships, or personal growth, assuming the reality you desire can lead to remarkable transformations. While the law of assumption is incredibly powerful, it's important to understand that it doesn't mean you can just sit around daydreaming and expect your life to change. Assumption must be combined with inspired action to create real results. When you assume your desired reality, you'll find yourself naturally motivated to take steps towards your goals. It's not about forcing yourself to take action, but rather allowing action to flow from your new state of being. For example, if you assume you're a successful entrepreneur, you might find yourself coming up with innovative business ideas, networking with other professionals, or learning new skills relevant to your industry. These actions arise naturally from your assumption rather than feeling like hard work or obligation. The key is to stay open to opportunities and follow your intuition. When you assume your desired reality, you become more attuned to possibilities that align with your goals. You might notice job openings you would have overlooked before, or meet people who can help you on your journey. Take inspired action when it feels right. If you feel a strong urge to do something related to your goal, do it. This is often your intuition guiding you towards your assumed reality. Remember, action doesn't have to be big or dramatic. Small, consistent steps in the right direction can lead to significant changes over time. The important thing is that your actions align with your assumptions. Also, be prepared for setbacks and challenges. They're a natural part of any journey. When obstacles arise, Don't see them as proof that your assumption isn't working. Instead, view them as opportunities to strengthen your assumption and grow. For example, if you assume you're a successful public speaker, but you stumble during a presentation, don't let it shake your assumption. Instead, see it as a chance to learn and improve. Assume that this experience is making you an even better speaker. The law of assumption is a powerful tool for creating the life you desire. By assuming the reality you want and feeling it as real, you can transform your experiences and achieve your goals faster than you ever thought possible. Remember, this is not about denying your current reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on where you want to go rather than where you've been. It's about recognizing your power to shape your life through your beliefs and expectations. As you practice the law of assumption, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't always happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you will start to see shifts in your life. Start with small assumptions and build your confidence. As you see results, you can move on to bigger goals. Keep in mind that the law of assumption is not a one-time event, but a way of life. It's about constantly choosing your assumptions and aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires. So why not give it a try? Start with something small and see what happens. Assume something positive for yourself today and notice how it affects your experiences. You might be surprised at how quickly things can change when you change your assumptions. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. Your assumptions create your world. Choose them wisely, feel them deeply, and watch as your life transforms before your eyes. The possibilities are limitless when you master the law of assumption.